think something that I noticed you get into the end of 2020 and I believe is going to carry on into 2021 is really lengthy interview processes. I had one client who I think met maybe 10 people in one day, virtually, of course. And people just going through several rounds of interviews. I think, flashback before the pandemic, which feels like, 10 years ago, if not longer. I think most of us were used to doing maybe 3 to 5 rounds of interviews to land a job. I think that's fairly typical and average. I'm hearing and seeing, upwards of five, so 5, 6, 7, 8, rounds for some people, and then sometimes, unfortunately, still not getting the job after jumping through that many hoops. And I think that the challenge that people are encountering on the job seeker and employer side is that it's hard to get a good feel of somebody through a video screen. In person makes a huge difference. What's the energy someone's giving off? What do they like to work with? Am I getting a good vibe, quote unquote, from the person? It's a little harder to get through a computer screen. And so I can imagine maybe employers are a bit more hesitant to pull the trigger as far as hiring someone when they are virtually meeting and you can't judge. Do I want to have beer with this person after, work? Can I imagine, working 40 plus hours, a week with this person through a screen? And then on the job seeker side, I think that, there's a lot more practice needed in terms of how to come across as your best self on camera. It's a weird medium for all of us. We're all still getting used to it. There's a big difference between being on a Zoom call with colleagues versus having to sell yourself, to a new employer who doesn't know you. And so I think I'd encourage job seekers to do as much practice as they can, from the staging to making sure their tech is right, to just practicing their answers and how they can practice looking at the camera, so they're not, looking elsewhere and making eye contact, as it were, with the employer. All those things are important for job seekers to be aware of and really put a bit of extra effort into in this coming year to come across as best as possible. I think, people on TV maybe have to overdo it a little bit for it to come through the TV screen. I wonder if that might be helpful advice for us to think of as job seekers, to be a little bit more, not don't be extra, but maybe just a little bit more than you would, since there's a screen between you and the employer.